Hello everyone, and welcome back. Today, we're going to be returning to the topic of player-made weapons and cover the most ubiquitous one, the gravity cannon. The gravity cannon is a fairly simple weapon that uses artificial mass and gravity generators to accelerate a projectile to fairly high speeds. Like that. Most of the destructive potential of gravity cannons in vanilla, where the speed limit is fairly low, comes from the fact that you can place large amounts of warheads with relative ease. Let's go and pull up a target. This one is, I believe, 10 layers of light armor and 4 layers of heavy armor. As you can see, it did fairly significant damage to the target. Now let's go ahead and show how one works. It's a cross section. So, each of these gravity generators is set to create a force roughly that way. It will act upon these artificial mass blocks, which will then accelerate the projectile. As you can see, the welders trigger, which then welds the projection off of this merge block. Then, the projector deactivates, these welders remain on, and this merge block deactivates, and then these gravity generators activate. This is handled through several timers. I have chosen to use 3. In the first one, the projector is enabled, and the merge block is enabled, and then the second timer block is started with a 1-second delay. In the second timer block, the projector is toggled off, the merge block is toggled off, and then the gravity generators are toggled on. Then timer block 3 starts. All timer block 3 does is shut off the gravity generators. While this could probably be simplified and cut the fire time from 2 seconds to 1 second, it would involve leaving the projectile in the gun itself, and that is rather dangerous because warheads are quite explosive. If, say, a Gatling gun bullet made its way and touched a warhead, then half your ship would be gone. This can be fixed by using groups, however, I'm not going to cover that today. What I am going to cover, however, is how to build one. It is fairly simple. I'll start with the merge block, This one will be manually fired for now, because I've already shown you what a automatically fired but automatically rearmed one entails. Manually rearmed ones are extremely simple. And are not terribly difficult to set up. What I'm doing now is putting the gravity generators, while giving them a structure to be on. As they only have an attachment point on the bottom, it's fairly important to recognize that you can't have a gravity generator, say, on the side, because then it would tend to push the projectile off course. This is not a terribly efficient setup, as the most efficient one would have the gravity generators right around here, I believe. This is because gravity generators generate force, will generate gravity in an they generate gravity an equal distance from the top to the bottom, and same for the sides. In order to save on power, I'm going to go ahead and cut these down to around 25 meter width and 25 meter depth. Now we're going to put the gravity generators in a group and turn off show block and terminal and toolbar config. Next, we'll go ahead and place 2 timers, because that should be all we need. And we'll build our projectile. An important thing to know whenever you're building your projectile is to not place them close to the gravity cannon, as they will be flung off course. Well, they will be flung away at high speed. Batteries are the best choice for, well, any projectile, because, well, that requires power. Because they automatically start full of charge. Now let's go ahead and turn that off. So, I like to place submerged blocks on the back so that not as much block clipping occurs. This isn't as much of an issue as of the latest update, however, it's still a good habit to get into, because if you ever like to turn, then you will not have fun with block clipping. What am I doing? I'll add some more, a handful of warheads and a gyroscope. Now, I'm adding a gyroscope, even though they're expensive. Gravity cannons are fairly impractical on survival, simply due to how much gravity generators cost. So, to reload this, you simply place the projectile on the end of the merge block. Now, let's set up the timers. So, all we're going to do here is, it'd be fairly important to keep track of which blocks are which. So, the first thing we're going to do, as with the last one, is turn off the merge block, turn on the gravity, and start the next timer. And then you're going to turn on the merge block and turn off the gravity. Simple as that. Let's go and give it a test fire. It seems as if I've forgotten the single most important part of a gravity-based projectile, the artificial mass. Well, it's a fairly simple fix. Now let's fire. Now that was a purely kinetic shell. It was an excellent purely kinetic shell, simply because it had a warhead instead of a blast door. But I think you get the point of how effective those are. All of how simple it is to create a gravity cannon. So, next, let's go ahead and discuss how to counter gravity cannons. The best ways to counter gravity cannons are outturning them, dodging them, or, as you are about to see, if I had the correct mods, but it's fine, this will run with just a large reactor. To use a gravity shield. A gravity shield is a fairly simple thing. It's just a lot of spherical gravity generators set to -1g. What that will do is deflect any projectile that comes near you. So, I think that's all there is to discuss. I hope you enjoyed the video for some reason, and goodbye.